Yeah.
Toni Morrison described Black sisterhood as enduring support, shared resilience, and deep cultural connection. Psi Chapter's legacy includes 14 charter members, 25 chapter presidents, 7 regional directors, and national board members. 4 Pearl Life members, which I'm one of those, and I don't have some others from Colorado, and then 4 honorary members, and which one of those is a national honorary member. 2 recipients of the National Mahalia S. Evans Outstanding Award, which is the highest honor bestowed upon a soror. I'm one of those. And the other one is Sarah Thomas Jack. She's not here. The highest honor, and that is my most privileged one, because that comes from all over the country. There have only been 3 national presidents elected from the Southwestern region, which you're sitting in. The first one was Lillian F. Parker. Wave your hand in there like you don't care, Sarah Parker. Sarah Parker served as our 18th national president from Alpha Kappa Chapter, Houston, Texas. Then the other 2 were the 16th national president, Doretha Ann Hornbuckle.
Yes.
And yours truly as the 20th, serving today, right today, as your 24th national president. The chapter has had the privilege to have 4 notable groundbreaking journalists to support us throughout the years. The first one, and you heard mentioned earlier, Julia Scott Reed was the first Black reporter for the Dallas Morning News. She was for the Psi Chapter. The second one was her protege, Norma Adams Wade. She too was part of the Psi Chapter. Then there was Thurman Jones, and Thurman Jones was my friend, and he was our friend. Thurman Jones, who is the editor, publisher of the North Dallas Gazette. When he needed us, he'd show up and he would do whatever. And then today, and she's in this room, I hugged her. I hope she's not going, Cheryl. Where is Cheryl? Cheryl Smith. Cheryl Smith is our friend. She's our friend of the year. And she is the past president of the National Black Journalists Association, Cheryl Smith. And her publications are the Garland Journal and the Metro News. And thank you, Cheryl, for that. When I arrived 40 years ago, I know I don't look like it, but when I arrived 40 years ago, Psi Chapter was already established in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as a recognized and notable outstanding business and professional sorority. I'm gonna take a minute and I'm gonna name drop just a little bit. Alma I. Mackey, you heard me talk about her, right? Y'all, let me tell you about Alma I. Mackey. She was probably about my height, little woman. And she said, Solidarity, you're doing a good job, but you talk fast. I said, yes, ma'am. I'll work on that. Then there was L. Vernon Cage. Tall, distinguished, full of class. She took painting classes. I think she was 80, 90 years old. That was Sarah Tripp, and she'd say, Solidarity. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I think that was good, but you might need to change a few things. I said, yes, ma'am. Then there was our Janie Tillman, and of course, Doretha Ann Hornbuckle, who for me was family. We share a bloodline family, and so we talked on both sides of the fences, our older and the family. Then there was my dear Betty J. Brown. Betty J. Brown, y'all, let me tell you about Betty. Betty was not always out front, but what Betty did, you knew Betty was there. So I had a brainstorm as president. I thought, oh, we're going to do something. We're going to do our president workshop and everything. We're going to go to the parks. I called Betty Brown because I think she was running Dallas at the time. I don't even know. But she could get you what you wanted, right? So I called Betty. I said, Betty, I want to do the president's retreat, and I want to do it at a, do it at a park facility. We're going to exercise. We're going to be outside. One of the wives going to cook up a bunch of gumbo. We're going to have a good time. So Betty said, okay, because that's the way we did. And so leading up to it, I called Betty about once a week. So finally she said, y'all don't call me no more. She And so I called, I waited about a day or so, I called her back. I said, Betty, she said, Charlotte, you don't call you no more, you make me sick. I love Betty J. Brown because if she said she was going to do it, it was going to happen. Then there was Helen Marie Cloyd. We talk about Superwoman. Helen Marie Cloyd, we called her Superwoman because Helen would go represent us all over town and change clothes in the bathroom at the Park YMCA. And Helen was on to something else. Helen Marie Cloyd, y'all, she did that for us. Then there was Gwendolyn Brewer, quiet spirit. And she was my sister-in-law. But I watched her, she never said a word, but when she and Joyce Jones would put their heads together, they were saying something. And she always kept, we never bought a cup, a napkin, a fork, nothing. Tablecloth, because Gwen Brewer kept it in her car for us. And then there was Eula Goff. When Eula handled our money, you couldn't get a dime. Our budget was always balanced. And if it wasn't balanced, it was not because of Eula, because you done spent your money that you gonna pay for, because Eula wasn't gonna give you no money back, right? So that's just a few folk. There were many others, certainly. These sorors are no longer with us, but they were early game changers for me personally and for this chapter. Those were the days, my legacy folks and younger than y'all, when you said yes ma'am and no ma'am. Even if you didn't agree with them, you said it anyway, right? Yes ma'am, no ma'am. So you know, I was young then, right? So in my head, I'd say, they ain't the boss of me. So then that sensible side to me would say, yes, they are, and they can and did. So at that time, I was becoming. But those women back then, when they said it, we listened. And they shaped this organization, and they shaped Psi Chapter. Planting legacy shade trees that I reap the benefits of the sisterhood and the leadership from them, as well as you all sitting here. Another soror, not a member of Psi Chapter, but a past regional director and past national president, Lillian Faye Parker. So when I got grown, I could say Lillian Faye. Lillian Faye Parker, who falls in that same category as a game changer, not only for the Southwestern region, but for the organization. And she has been a mentor to me. So, and she too, when I came in, she wouldn't even look at me, but I looked at her, right? And so I think, and I'm so glad she was able to join us and be with us here today. And the Southwest region is one of the largest, not the largest, one of the largest, and the strongest regions in the body of Order Phi Lambda Sorority Incorporated. And I know Dr. Howell, I might be being a little biased, but it's the truth. Would you agree? I would agree. This is our regional director, so you've seen her. Service. Being the first holds a distinguished place in history. Psi Chapter's work and commitment honors the historic foundation of Order Phi Lambda Sorority Incorporated, while affirming its continued dedication to the future of the organization. Today, Psi Chapter has 3 strong auxiliaries. You heard about those earlier. We have the future iota leaders, the young people. I don't see, there's a field here from Houston, though I saw, there's a field here from Houston. I don't think we have any here from Dallas, but those, there you go. But those are our young people that we're shaping and we're grooming. And one of those fields used to be the president of the Black